Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. So this video is the continuation from my dad's video that was out yesterday. If you saw that, we poured a stamped patio for my father-in-law who lives about 20 minutes from here. It was a really cool patio. We did a couple pretty interesting set of steps, as you guys saw. If you didn't see it, you can check it out here. Couple interesting steps coming up out of the basement onto the patio. We have our 16-inch rough cut wood plank stamped there, along with some of our rolled slate finish, as well as the broken stone face to give those steps that live edge. Today on my channel, you guys are going to get to see the control cuts going in, cleaning, coloring, and sealing. Now this is kind of what we did for my friend Randy last year when we did his patio. If you missed that video, you can check it out here. Basically the same process, so I'm just gonna kind of go over all that because in my opinion, yeah, the pouring and stamping is really cool. It gives everything a pretty unique and interesting look. But these next few steps that you guys are gonna see here, it really just brings it to life. You know, you're gonna get to see the color go on. Yeah, that's cool, but when it dries, it looks real chalky. My favorite part is the sealing. When I apply the sealer, that's when everything just comes to life, and yeah, I just get really excited over that. So I have everything loaded up in my truck. We're gonna head on up and I'll give you guys some footage there. Okay, so here we are, day 2 here at this patio. As you saw on my dad's video, if you watched it, you know, you saw the process of pouring, straight edging, cleaning, stamping, all that fun stuff. Now it's my turn to come up here and put the control cuts in, clean it, color it, and then tomorrow, after it's all dry, I'll be back to seal it. And like I said in the opening clip, that's my favorite part. You know, here's a couple clips. You know, you guys can really see that texture and that wood grain in the rolled slate. It's really neat, but it's going to look even neater after we get it colored and sealed. So for right now, I'm just working on cut layout. We'll get it chopped up and we'll start cleaning. Okay, so my help asked to not be on camera, which is perfectly fine. I never have any issue with that, but I needed help chalking these lines. I know we have seams running the whole way, you know, with the planks, but I always like to chalk a line there. That way I don't forget which seams I'm hitting, and it also helps me to visualize our cut layout better. And look, there's another little helper. The world's best little helper, huh? Can you say hi? Thank you. High five. Nice. Good job. So now we had our easy cuts laid out. I figured out a pretty decent cut pattern for running these ones. These cuts are always the tricky ones because you want them to hit your seams, but you want them to be functional too. Putting a cut, you know, right in between these two seams, it makes it look real chopped up. It doesn't really look good. If I did that, I would be centered on the fire pit. This cut is off-centered, but by the time you put a chair here or something, nobody's even going to see it. This cut is going to be functional. It's also going to be aesthetically pleasing with hitting all those seams. These ones coming off our steps, this is why I brought the chop saw. We're going to cut this diagonally to the corner, and then our pattern didn't quite line up. So what I did was I just 45'd a seam in there, so our cut will just run right through and pick up this saw cut there. I brought our chop saw so I can dive this down to make sure the crack doesn't run through. We're gonna have another cut running into that. This one doesn't hit any seams, but in order to hit a bunch of seams, I was gonna have two border cuts they were gonna be like 18 inches apart. So I bumped that over. It's pretty much centered on those planks, but I think that is a lot more functional and more aesthetically pleasing than having two border cuts that are 18 inches away. When we get to our intersection here, because I have a cut here, we're going to turn them and make them square on the border. That one, we'll have two over there, and then this one will just run straight through. So I'm going to get the camera set up, get the saw out, and get going. So all my cuts are in. Right here at this intersection, as you saw, I took my chop saw and dove that down on all three sides. That way, when this cracks, it's going to follow that weakest point. I also dove the cuts down here at the corners, as well as these border cuts where I turned them to make them square. So it's time to get the power washer set up and get cleaning. I try to be as thorough as possible when power washing. First, I try to wash all of the concrete dust off the patio. I don't want it to solidify and harden again, because then it's going to be discolored whenever you try to seal. Next, I go around and I hit all of the walls, any cinder block, any fire pits. I try to hit anything that we could have splashed while pouring. It's so much easier to deal with that now rather than to get a phone call a week or two later asking about, some sort of mess that could have been caught now. After I'm done with that, then I re-wash the entire patio again to make sure there is no dirt or debris that blew on from surrounding planters, any of the brickwork or anything like that. Again, I like to be very, very thorough. This is a very important step. Okay, so all of the cuts are cleaned, all the liquid release is lifted and washed off. I went around, cleaned up all the walls, doors, even cleaned up that fire pit. That thing's looking sharp. Cleaned up Tom's wall that he did, and then went over it a third time to power wash all the topical debris off. Next is to mix up the coloring. So the rolled slate here around the steps, as well as the border, is going to get Kalina tan. The wood plank is going to get smoke, so that makes this look exactly like oak. So we're going to go ahead and colors in the truck, get it mixed up and get going. When using Permatique, you need to spray the patio down first. This way the color will disperse and it won't flash. Next, you want to scrub it around with a stiff bristled broom to make sure everything looks nice and even. This lets the pigment settle into all of the crevices and pores. Then after that, you let it dry. In this case, we're using 2 different colors. So once I was done with the wood plank, I had to mix up Kalina Tan for the rolled slate areas and darken those up, and then same thing. Scrub them with a scrub brush or a push broom, make sure everything looks nice and even, and then let it dry for a day, then you can go ahead and seal it. Unless it's this patio and disaster struck. Stay tuned. Okay, so the coloring was going really good. I was almost done, and then it started spit raining a little bit. If you can see it, the color wasn't fully set in, so we have a couple little marks. No big deal. What we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll spray the whole patio back down with water, give it a quick scrub, and that'll even that right out. So just wait for this to pass and we'll do that. But I'm also going to darken up the border another time, so it'll have a lot of contrast to it, so it's going to look sharp. So just when you think a job is going perfect and awesome, it rains and washes literally all of the color off the patio. So you know what, if it is going to rain at any point in time, other than prepping, this would be the time to do it, because it's a pretty easy fix. Just whenever the patio dries up a little bit, mix up some more color, repeat that process. So is it frustrating or annoying? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but really, you know, just another couple hours, me hanging out with Rachel and Eleanor and my father-in-law, so, you know, no big deal. Just, I guess just wait it out and recolor, so stay tuned. Okay, so we are all wrapped up here with the help of my lovely assistant. We were able to get the patio recolored. You can see that border looks nice and dark next to the wood plank and our set of steps. I tried to darken this upper section a little bit more just to highlight this area, that way we don't have anybody tripping and falling down there. Now with this permateak, when it comes out and you scrub it on, it does look a lot lighter than what it's going to be. So once it dries, obviously it's going to look chalky. You've heard us say that in tons of videos before. After we seal it, that's when all the color is going to be pulled out, and that'll actually look a lot darker. So this wood plank stamp should look like oak. That's the goal. The border is going to be nice, like just a nice rolled slate, and that's going to do it. So I got some golf to play tomorrow morning, so me and Eleanor will be back here later tomorrow afternoon to get it sealed and finish this one up. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, so here we are, day number 34 here. Just kidding. I think this would be the 4th day up here finalizing this patio. Now you can see how it looks real dull, real chalky. That is perfectly normal with this antiquing agent. When it dries like this, this is what it looks like. As soon as we seal it, all of that color is just going to pop out. It's going to become really vibrant. Oh man, I think that might be my favorite stamp right there. Look at all that texture. This is going to look so cool. So I got to leaf blow this off, make sure it's nice and clean, all the topical debris off, like the leaves and sticks and stuff, and then we'll get ready to seal it. All right, everybody, that is a wrap. As you saw, I started out sealing by going around the walls, the house, the steps, the other wall, fire pit, and just kind of running a shield, giving myself a little 2 to 3 foot buffer room that I could stay away with when I was doing the actual sealing. It is now Sunday at 5:42. My work has finally concluded for this weekend, so I can get this weekend started for, I don't know, 2 hours before I go to bed. So, if you missed the first part and you wanted to see us pouring and stamping that, you can find that video over on my dad's channel at Concrete with the Hauses. I know I do have a pretty wide variety of content on my channel, but I do appreciate every single one of you tuning in and checking out what I'm up to. This particular video, it just happened to be finishing up coloring, sealing, because those are my 2 favorite steps in this entire process. So if you guys have any questions about this process, start to finish, prepping, pouring, stamping, coloring, sealing, whatever, let me know. Drop me a comment and I will do my best to get back to you in a timely manner. If nothing else, then I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. If you liked what you saw, please click the like and subscribe. Don't forget to like us on Instagram, and don't forget to check out our store on Etsy. There's a promo code in the description if you guys do see something you like and you want to purchase. I appreciate that and thank you in advance. If not, thanks for just checking out the store anyways. The more views I get on that, the higher up my items go in the Etsy algorithm. So, thanks for at least checking it out. So this wraps this job up. Couldn't have asked for better weather. We lucked out a bunch of times with the rain passing us and missing us. So yeah, just want to thank you guys one more time for all the support you've continued to show me, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.